Hey guys, it is March 27th, a few short days away from April 1st, and unbelievably, I am still in the desert in Quartzsite. Why? Because the weather is perfect. I tell you, overnight lows in the low 50s, days maybe in the high 60s, low 70s. Is it getting warmer day by day? Yeah, probably a little bit. Not so much you noticed. For the first time sitting out in a long time, I had my little shade umbrella up when I was sitting in the sun. But still, during the day, you move into the shade and you want to grab a sweater or a jacket. It's just beautiful here, and it usually isn't. It's usually in the 90s by this time in Quartzsite, but this year is different. It's a lot cooler. There's still a lot of us diehards still around. The camp that I'm in, there's still 3 of us there. If you're familiar with the Spot, the AKA Dead End Camp, it used to be called that. It's called the Spot now. It's still going strong over there. I was in a poker tournament there with Randy, the mobile traveler, on Saturday, and I made it to the second round, but I was wiped out within 10 minutes in the second round. I've always been a terrible poker player. I think I have terrible instincts when it comes to betting, and I don't have good luck with cards. So just, what can I say? It just is. So I am on my way into town to get a few things. I need another fill on one of my 20-pound propane tanks, and I need to make sure there's no traffic coming before I pull out on 95 here. So what is it that I said? I need propane tanks. I need to get another 6 gallons of water to keep my water up to snuff. And what else? There was one other thing. Yeah, I think I want to see if I can go to the grocery liquidators on Kewen. Hopefully that's still there, and see if I can get another box of that. The Starbucks Via instant coffee. They're little single serve packets, and they have them, I think 50 of them for about $25 usually at the discount grocery place. So that's 50 cents a cup for my Starbucks coffee every day, and I love that. So I'm going to see if they have that. And what else we got going on? Making the final trip to Algodones, Mexico tomorrow. And it's a combination trip. We're leaving very early in the morning, and I'm definitely going to make a good video on the whole thing, because we're going to make a stop at a date farm in Yuma, because Canadian Jim wants to pick up some dates. And then we're going to go to Algodones. I'm going to buy one more pair of glasses. Yes, I'm going to have 3 pair, because I found out this process they have for transition lenses has long ago been perfected. I'd avoided them for years, because when they first came out, what would happen is the lenses would get dark in the sun, and you'd go inside and they'd remain dark, and then you'd look silly. Apparently that doesn't happen anymore. Daryl, one of our other friends, got him, and I was looking at him inside his rig, and it's like you couldn't tell. It was perfectly clear, and he said, "Yeah, Rob, that's decades old news." So I'm going to go down and get me a pair of scratch-resistant, progressive transition lens. So that's everything that they offer. That's the whole enchilada, and that's going to cost me a big $140 or $150. I just can't imagine. It's probably close to $1,000 back in the U.S. Maybe not quite that bad, but put in the comments, what do you think it would cost me back in the U.S. to get that? And I'm going to pick it up. Just another little supply of. I take a diuretic for high blood pressure. I think I have enough to make it till next fall, but I just want to get a little bit more, just to make sure I got the cushion. What else? I have a new friend of mine that I'm hopefully going to be meeting up later, and she wanted some albuterol inhalant, and I guess that's really expensive in the United States. And I told her, well, I did it for somebody else and it was $6 for 2 of them. And she just was flabbergasted that it was that cheap. So I'm going to get some of those for her. And, I've been getting Z-Paks, the antibiotics, just to have that stocked up. And I was looking in my storage drawer this morning, and I have enough antibiotics for the apocalypse now, so I don't need any more of that. So I'm looking down Kuhn Street, and I think I'll do that on the way back. And go as quick as possible, because Dottie's in the car with me, and it's probably going to be warm today. I don't want to leave her very long in the car, right, Dottie? She stares when I do these things. She stares at me like, you're talking. You don't appear to be talking to anybody, but you keep talking. Are you talking to me? So we're going to do our routine. Go down by the mobile station to get our water. Oh, you know what? I just realized I have no quarters anymore. I used them all up. So I'm going to have to change plans here, and I need to get to a laundromat. Oh, is there a laundromat down here? I don't think there is. I think I need to turn around, and I need to go to Main Street Laundry, and I need to get some quarters. So, this is not among the most efficient thing that I've done. Hopefully a U-turn is legal here. I see no sign saying I can't do it, but you never know about local regulations. And the big truck's not going to make it without backing up. Not driving over that curve, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to go, and I'm going to get some $20 worth of quarters, I think. And I'm trying to, I used to have a glass jar that used to have salsa in it, and I rinsed it out and cleaned it, and I've been using it for change. And the other day I went to do laundry, and I put it in my laundry bag, and I dropped my laundry bag, and my worst fear came true when I opened it up. The glass was smashed. So I had to pick out little pieces of glass, and when I'm looking around, what am I going to put this change in? And Dottie's water bowl here just got elected to hold the change until I find something else. And where, no matter how many times I do it, this laundromat sneaks up on me every time. And it snuck up so good I passed it, but you know what? I need to get propane, so I'm going to go into Patty's and get my propane and act like I didn't miss my turn. Okay, I do have the excuse that I'm talking to you, so my attention is a little diverted, not unsafely so, but inconveniently so. So we're going to pull up a car here, and they'll come out and cheerfully do my propane. And it'll cost about $15.75 probably. So we need to get a 20 for the change and a 20 for the propane. Yeah, it's 120.
Take care of Buddy guy. Buddy here.
Another very pleasant experience at Patty's RV Park. I keep raving about them. It was $15.40 for my size 20 tank. And of course, as usual, they are polite. They come up to your window. They get your tank out of the back, they fill it up, they put it back, and they take the money while you're sitting in the car and bring you the change with a smile. So I bounced around from place to place this winter for propane, and I ended up being a loyal Patty's customer just for the customer service. I couldn't tell you what the rates are everywhere else. I just like going there. So we're going to pull into the Main Street Laundry that we missed. And just to be clear, I blame you guys for distracting me before. But it's right there. I see it. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. And I will be right back. Take my $20 and I'm coming back with 80 quarters in a dog dish. Be right back. Got quarters. Off to get 6 gallons of fresh water. All right, so I got propane, and you know what? All right, I have a slight sweet tooth where I like a little bit of dessert something every night, and I don't have anything, and I was going to go to Roadrunner, but since I'm going to go to the discount grocery place, maybe I'll find something thrifty and sweet there to buy with the coffee. I want to make sure I have enough cash too. I just didn't think of that. Do I have enough cash? Because I do not think they take credit cards at discount grocery liquidators. Yes, I have enough cash. Plenty of cash. For coffee, that is. So I was sitting outside with Jim this morning having coffee and talking, and he said, you know, I have a big battery bank in my inverter, and I run an extension cord into my place, and and I plug everything into a power strip off that. And he said, Rob, why don't you just plug your whole rig into your inverter? And I said, well, Jim, I can't do that, because what'll happen is I'll plug it in and it'll fire up my charger converter, and that'll send, it'll take power from the battery, put it through the inverter, and try to charge the batteries. And as the words are coming out of my mouth, I realized something. The first rig I had on the electrical panel, there was no way to shut off that charger converter. It was, if you were plugged in, it was coming on. You couldn't shut it off. This one does. And I thought, you know what? I can do that. I just got to flip the breaker on the charger converter. So I was reviewing the video and editing and realized that I had a little technical difficulty, and I didn't finish the story on the electrical system. Where I left off, you just heard a second ago, I said, hey, I realized on my new trailer, I do have a breaker switch that'll shut off the converter charger. So, hooking up the trailer to my inverter won't create that kind of cycle of charging and recharging and wasting energy. So I was able to do that, and I realized, hey, I can get rid of all these extension cords and power strips that I was using, and it was looking like a rat's nest. It looked terrible. I got rid of that, and then Jim pointed out another pretty obvious thing. I have a refrigerator that's a combination propane and electric, and when you have that set to auto, if you're hooked up to shore power, or or battery power through an inverter, it sees it the same way. It'll use electricity to run the fridge. And I've been producing far more power, especially this time of year, than I've been using during the day. So that excess power can be used to run the refrigerator kind of for free because it won't be using propane. And I can just turn the auto button off at night, and it'll draw propane. I can put it so set it to gas so it uses propane overnight, and then turn it back to electric during the morning. So I'll be saving a ton of propane by not using it for the refrigerator, at least on sunny days. And I got rid of a bunch of unsightly wiring, and all my outlets are active now. I'm not having to rely on those jury-rigged power strips, so I'm pretty excited about that. Last part of my trip today is going to be the discount grocery place to maybe buy something sweet, and hopefully they have those boxes of Starbucks Via packets. So, because I've only got about 6 or 7 left. That means I've had close to 50, 42 cups of coffee. Sounds about right. Boy, time flies when you're old. So this really, really bizarre thing happened regarding videos. So one of the things that they say that you need to do to gain your audience is to do what they call shorts. And shorts are, 60-second and less videos that, like, if I do a short and it's an okay short, it does okay, I'll get 1,000 views on the short, and I might pick up a couple of subscribers. Versus a regular video like this, if this video that I'm doing right now gets 100 views total, I'd be thrilled. That's a small channel like me, that's about the best I can expect. But a short will do 10 times that. So it gets my name out there, it gets subscribers. So, long story short, I found out Facebook has a version of that called Reels. And so when I do a short on YouTube, I think I'll just throw up a reel on Facebook. And just to sort of advertise my YouTube page. So that's what I did, and I'd always put it like a little tag on it, Dottie Travels or Travels with Dottie, to try to, and they were doing my reels were doing pretty good on Facebook. Of course, Facebook doesn't pay for it, and et cetera, until I get a message from Facebook saying, hey, you're doing well on your reels. Would you like to be compensated? Would you like to, we'll run ads and we'll share the revenue with you. And I'm like, sure. So it took me 5 minutes to fill out the forms and everything, and the tax forms and stuff. And about a week ago, I was on the program. And just like YouTube, if you try to figure out how much they pay, it's impossible. You can read until your eyes bleed, and you'll never get a straight answer out of any documentation or any YouTube video or anything. So you just never know. So there were certain videos that were doing a little bit better on Facebook than, and believe me, there's going to be a payoff here at the end of the story. There were a few that were doing a little bit better on Facebook. And the thing I noticed is they would stay up longer and get a much longer chance to gain traction than the sort of the one-shot thing. You do a short on YouTube and you got pretty much the first hour, and then you're done. You're not going to get in the shorts feed again. Unlike Facebook, it keeps giving you chance after chance after chance. And I had one short, and this is really silly. When you do a lot of shorts, it's kind of hard to come up with topics. And I noticed that every once in a while I do like a food topic and it would do really well. So one morning I decided, hey, I'll make up something with my breakfast here. And I looked in the fridge and all I had were eggs, a little bit of cheese, and these small red potatoes that I already cooked. I like little red potatoes. So I decided, well, I'll take the red potatoes, I'll smash them flat like a pancake with my knife, and I'll fry those, and I'll do couple of fried eggs, and I'll put like cheese on it and call it, the smash burger thing, I call it smashed potatoes. And it was about 53 seconds long, and I think I got like 1,900 views on YouTube, and within a day or two on Facebook, I got like 1,000 views. So that was pretty typical, pretty happy. Got my name out there, and then I started getting notifications on Facebook that so-and-so, 5 people are following you, 6 people are following you, 10 people are following you. And followers on Facebook are like, when you turn into a commercial Facebook account, they're like subscribers on YouTube. And I was getting them over and over. It's like, what's going on here? And they were all saying, because of your reel. Well, I look at my reel counts, and the one I'm talking about suddenly had 5,000 views. I'm like, wow, that's amazing, 5,000 views. That blows all my records. And then 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Overnight, I'm at 50,000 views on this little video. Okay, here's the end of the story. Probably the end of the story. I think it's the end of the story, because as of this morning, the views had slowed down to thinking they're probably just about done at 975,000 views on that one little video. And what am I going to get paid? The little counter for how much you're going to get paid, I think, is behind. And right now it's sitting at, I don't know, $158.37 or something. But if you look at my YouTube payouts for my shorts there, I don't even think I think it's $1.21 for all the shorts I've done for months. But this one reel on Facebook is going to pay $158 and change. So anyway, I'm here. I'm parked on Kuhn Street. I'm going to go in and leave out of here real quick and go in and shop to get my coffee and to get, what was the other thing I was going to get? Something sweet and cheap. And when I come back, I'll show you what I got. Okay, so what did I get? They were on sale, so I got 2 boxes of the Via 50 a piece for $40. They were on sale for $20, so that's 40 cents for my Starbucks coffee. 50, and it'll keep me, if I have a cup of coffee every day, it's 100 days of coffee. And I bought 2 because I'm not going to be in Quartzsite certainly in 100 days, or even 50. And the first thing I saw when I walked in were these cream cheese Danishes, and I probably won't get through all of them, but they were $3. So they're less than $1 a piece. They look good. I'll probably get through at least 2 of them before they get stale. And then I'm at the counter and they have some free cookies. So I ate one of these cookies. I said, that cookie is incredible. She said you can buy a whole box of them for $2. This is huge. Look at my head. You know how big my head is. That's a huge box for $2, $2. And they were really good biscuits. Coconut flavored cookies, naturally and artificially flavored. I was going to say, hey, they're naturally flavored, but they said naturally and artificially flavored. But anyway, they were really, really good cookies. And they're the kind of cookies that, like, they sell them to you stale. I mean, they're biscuits. They're not soft. So to me, that means they're going to last a hell of a long time. And anyway, that concludes today's errands. I did very well. I got everything on my list. And you got to look, I'm on Kuhn Street, and like K&B, the big place, they're done for the season. I don't know if they're open on the weekends or anything, but everything was pretty much shut down except for Beer Bellies and the grocery liquidators, and I think the CBD place. There's a place that has all the Trump flags and stuff. That was still open. I didn't see much else going on there, but there were a few people around. And it's always nice to go to discount grocery liquidators on Kuhn Street and spend very little money for good stuff. And I also recommend on the other side of Main Street, on West Main, near the K&B there, or next to the K&B there, is Ken's discount grocery, where it's pretty much the same thing. It's things that have dry goods, grocery dry goods that have expired, and they get pennies on the dollar for them and resell them. And I guarantee you, things like this cookie and the Starbucks instant stuff, there's going to be no difference in taste once they expire. And certainly no danger like there is, like, we're not buying expired hamburger here or chicken. These are dry goods. The only risk is potentially taste. And I've never bought anything at either the grocery liquidators or Ken and thought, oh my God, that tastes terrible. It's way past, because it's way past its expire date. Expire dates are for chumps on dry goods. So anyway, that I can't think of any more interesting things to say other than, just a little update on my travels. I really don't know exactly when I'm going to be leaving Quartzsite. I think it's going to be largely weather driven. And I still have tentative plans to head up to Pahrump and spend a little time up there. Then there's a new friend of mine that I'm hoping things go the way we're planning, to travel around Arizona and Nevada together, because she wants to find some land to buy to have a home base. And that isn't something that I'm interested in doing, but I'm certainly think it would be a blast to go with someone on that kind of search. I just think, little towns and looking at properties, it just sounds like a lot of fun, and I hope that works out. And I'll certainly bring you along on that adventure. And we're passing La Posa, Tyson Wash, and La Posa South here. Looking at both sides, and it's La Posa North is really looking very bare, very few. La Posa South, there's still a decent number of campers there. And you think, if you're new with me, I thought you were in La Posa South. Why are you passing it? Well, I have a magic back entrance that we use in our camp. That is, you continue south, and just before you get to these, the small electrical lines that are crossed over the road, there is an entrance that is marked by various people that like to use this entrance in various ways. You'll see when we turn here, there are a couple of rocks and markers and things, and it is a road. It's a little bumpy. I would not take my trailer this way, but it's fine for a pickup truck or a vehicle with halfway decent clearance. But if I come down here and make a left, heading back the other way, I'm going to pop up right behind our little camp, which is considerably smaller than it was. I think at one point, we had 7 or 8 big rigs camping, all of us camping together, having a great time. And now we are down to 3. And soon, I have the feeling, just like last year, I am going to be the last one here. And as I love boondocking, I love being in the wilderness. Here, you know, I don't exactly or totally comfortable being completely alone. So if I don't leave, what I'll do is I'll head over to the spot camp, which is that way half a mile, and camp with those folks until the heat gets unbearable, and then I'll head to Pahrump. Must have been some wind. I see one of my my solar panels got knocked over. I'll see about that. Dotty dog. All right, I'll see y'all later.